This conference will now be recorded.
Ready to go.
Okay. Evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. Today is our regular meeting for the Board of Trustees, February 20th, 5 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order.
Okay, I'll call our roll. Mr. Mahoney.
Present.
Mr. Genowine.
Here.
Mr. Crandall.
Here.
And Mr. Simcoe is absent.
We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, any additions or deletions to the agenda? Okay, not hearing any. We'll go right to the hearing of the public. We've got one agenda item. Tom, if you don't mind, we'll just wait till we get to that point. Sure. Okay.
You want to catch some minutes?
Oh, yeah, good catch. Speaking of catch, I'll offer approval of the minutes from February 6th, the regular meeting.
I had emailed Sammy and asked for some corrections, and I'm not quite sure what the answer said. And then it was bring up the subject at this meeting. But I kind of wanted the part in there where we had asked Oliver to reach out to the county and find out about the levy.
Okay.
Oh, why don't we just wait till?
Well, that would be for the minutes. We could push it to the next month if it's not in there. But Oliver did get back to us on that, I believe.
He got back to us on the response, but it wasn't included in the minutes.
Got it. Good catch. Okay. Oh, table due to board seeking additional information with this county.
But I don't know. I kind of wanted in there that we were asking for the county to rebate money if they put it in there.
All right, we'll kick that to the next meeting.
No problem. I'll put that wording in.
Nash Bridges, Rob, come on up, buddy.
Good evening. We have 3 items on the agenda. First resolution would be 24029. This is authorizing the administrator into a memorandum of understanding with the county engineer for roundabout maintenance. This maintenance would be performed at the Centennial Road and Brook Road roundabout. And this is just a memorandum that would be for your review for him to enter into. And it was for us to either personally with our own internal crews or hire a contractor to perform the grounds maintenance in that area just to keep the beautification of the township up.
Makes sense. Any questions, guys?
I don't have any.
I'll offer resolution 24029, the intermemorandum of understanding with the county engineer.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Genowine.
Yes.
Mr. Crandall.
Yes.
Thank you. Second item was resolution 24030. This is authorizing the administrator to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the county engineer for the maintenance and installation of the Sylvania-Metamora sidewalk extension. This extension is approximately 475 feet along Sylvania-Metamora. It goes from the roundabout at Mitchaw, 475 feet west. This would make the final connection for those subdivisions who live on the north side of Sylvania-Met, wanting to go east towards Paysetter Park without having to cross the road at no crosswalk. So a lot of them right now are just running across the road. So this takes them down to a crosswalk at the intersection, and they can safely get across Mitchaw to Paysetter if they choose to do so.
Makes sense. Any questions, guys? I'll offer resolution 24030, authorizing administrator to enter a memorandum of understanding with the county engineer for the Sylvania-Metamora sidewalk extension.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Genowine.
Yes.
Mr. Crandall.
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Thank you. Last resolution, 24-31. This is to approve the plan and advertise for bid the 2024 Sylvania Township OPWC road improvement project. This is phase 1. This does not include Quarry Road phase 2. So we're going to do them in phases because we think we'll get better bidding. Just because Quarry Road, the width and the depth of the construction that's going to require, it may require a larger contractor, somebody like that did the north, the south
Sure.
half, so.
Any questions on Rob's request? I'll offer resolution 24031 to approve and advertise bid for 2024 Sylvania OWC Phase 1.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Rob.
Rob, thanks for filling the potholes on Corey Road today. That I think Mr. Mahoney and I both have been getting quite a few calls and
Yeah.
concerns over that.
I
So,
understand it's deteriorating quicker and faster this last 2 months than could have anticipated with
Yeah.
the frost and thaws and freezes. So hopefully this holds and gets us to this spring.
Well, thanks for addressing it.
Yeah.
Chris, come on up. Evening.
Good evening. We've got the fire department monthly reports for the last quarter of 2023 and January of 2024. I know you have provided those before. I'd be happy to entertain any questions or comments.
Chris, I may have missed it, but in December, it looked like we had 7,500 calls. Do you know how that compared to last year? I couldn't find the,
We were just under 8,000. I think it should be in January.
well, it's okay. We're running about level then?
We were up about 11% total.
Oh, up 11. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
No questions on the set, it sounds like.
Okay. Do I need to do any action on your resolution or?
On 23-198, yes. EMS.
Yes. So I'll offer 23-198 resolution to accept the agreement regarding the provision of countywide advanced life support emergency medical services in Lucas County. And I understand this was tabled from your last meeting.
Correct.
Which I was not present at, so.
Tom, you want to come up?
Yeah.
If you feel like it, but your name's on the list, so.
Kind of an indirect of this issue, but not,
Oh, okay,
so I mean, it's not a direct response issue, but,
okay. Do you want to save that for later then?
or I can do it right afterwards.
Okay.
Or we can do it now and get it over with.
You're the boss.
Well, I'll go over it now and then.
Real quick, just get for the record, not that they didn't know where you live and.
Yeah, Tom Reynolds, 6800 Erie Street, Sylvania resident.
Thank you.
Retired firefighter, Sylvania for 32 years. But I'm here tonight to basically ask the question because I'm aware the Fire Chiefs Association has totally been working on acquiring more control over Lucas County EMS. Obviously, that has come true, and I hope that we're not biting off more than we can chew. Because one thing that concerns me is that the Lucas County EMS, especially the training division under the guidance of Brent Parquette and those before him, has brought Lucas County to a level of EMS that's, some may say, top 15 in the United States. So the Sylvania residents have been able to have some of the highest quality EMS care under the guidance of Lucas County. So as the transition is happening here, and I think, the fire chiefs wanted more control of this stuff, my concern as a resident is what is the plan moving forward to make sure that the 50,000 residents that the fire department serves is going to have that high level of EMS care. The county has kept up with cutting edge technology. They've partnered with companies to work with them and try out their equipment to make sure that we're doing the right things. They were attending conferences, talking to other EMS providers throughout the United States that were top 5 in the United States to see how we can do better. Lucas County also provided us with feedback on our cardiac arrest protocols, our stroke call protocols. So they would send reports back to the fire department and let us know how we were performing. So it was a great checks and balance. So as we move forward as a Sylvania resident and taxpayer, I'm just concerned that 5-10 years down the road, what are we going to have in place to make sure that we are still maintaining the highest level of care that we have now under Lucas County? Like I said, I've been an employee for 32 years, and the level of care that when I retired is some of the best that I've ever seen since I worked in Lucas County or for the fire department. And I just want to make sure that we understand, the trustees understand the responsibility that we can either just do minimum training requirements per year for the paramedics, or are we going to continue to strive for that high level of care and continue to seek out and try to provide the best care possible? Because I'm sure that if we achieve to strive for the cutting edge care, you're going to come to the taxpayer and ask for more money. So we're going to have to pay to have the same kind of care we're receiving now. We already pay Lucas County a 3/4% or whatever it is now. That comes back to the entities. But we know it's not going to be able to cover everything. So that's a concern I have. I came tonight to just bring awareness and also what is the plan to make sure that as a taxpayer and a citizen that we are going to maintain that high level of care that I think you can pretty much ask almost any paramedic in Lucas County, and they'll pretty much agree that the level of care that the training that we received has been some of the best. And I'm just concerned that the 8, 9 fire departments, how are we going to do that? We did active shooter training as collaborative groups. What are we going to do to make sure all of these jurisdictions are working together on the same page? So there's some concerns I have. I know we're going to be adopting and moving forward some of these things, but it'd be nice to know that we have some transparency of if you are going to come and ask for money, more money for us, what's the plan to make sure we have the best care? So that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
I couldn't agree more. And I think the county is pushing us and rushing us into this, very similar to the 911 that they did. And I think they've lost the faith of our residents. And I have great concerns for this plan. Because, and I couldn't agree more. The care and the response time we have for our EMS is top notch. And I have family members who benefited from it. And I don't want to see that decrease. And I've got concerns that we don't have a good enough plan in place to take over from where the county is right now. So.
Chris, are you up here to? Well, I can offer a little bit of insight into where we're going. Thank you. You know, through the Lucas County Fire Chiefs, we're already working on cooperative purchasing agreements for our equipment and medical supplies so that we can still achieve that same cost savings that we had through Lucas County. All the vendors are on board with that. We're just getting all those things set up. That's not one of the other chiefs from Waterville's taking care of that. So I don't know exactly where that stands, but it should be in place probably, if not next month, the month after. We had a meeting today, Captain Bennett, Chief Kahan, all sat with Chief Zier and Chief Lobashevsky as well as our medical director, Dr. Brookins. He's our medical director for all of our 3 entities. He unfortunately is not for Richfield. They chose to go a different direction, but we all have the same protocols. We're all, there's a very subtle nuances to each one of them, but nothing that's substantial. And Dr. Brookins is a more progressive physician than the conservative Dr. Lindstrom has been for the past 30 years. Certainly it's a smaller number of medics that he's working with rather than the 480 in the entire county. So everybody has their own philosophy when it comes to medical direction. But I can assure you that we're striving to keep the system better than it was yesterday. Mm-hmm. We've got a draft plan in place, and Captain Bennett's going to be working on that. The one caveat that we're missing right now is to have a dedicated EMS training professional. We're working through that with the union to get that position filled. We'd certainly like to get that filled sooner than later because there's some hoops to jump through. We've got our application into the state of Ohio Department of Public Safety to get our training site approved. And that unfortunately, due to their end, got pushed from this week to April 24th. But a lot of that is just to make sure we've got all our ducks in a row. We've got multiple EMS instructors, both continuing education instructors and full instructors that are licensed through the state to provide training. Mm-hmm. And we're working on a similar program to what Lucas County's had for numerous years to make sure that all of our people get the required continuing education, not only classroom component, but hands-on. It's structured as such that there's a syllabus that for every 2 years, you go through all the required continuing education hours. So that's kind of where we're at as of today. I suspect that's going to move pretty quickly here in the next month or so to get that in place because our continuing education through the county ends in June. That'll take us through, though, what they've provided us through the end. So we really don't have to have anything started till January 25 to start that new program.
Okay.
So we're in pretty good shape as far as that goes. We have some logistics with the disbursement of equipment from the county because we don't know who's getting what and what department may already have something in place or have the equipment for the hands-on components of that. We have some of that. Springfield has some. I don't know specifically what Maumee may have, but we had probably an hour and a half meeting today trying to go through all those logistics. So there's good open communication, at least amongst our departments, to keep that system going where it's been.
Okay. Thanks for the breakdown.
Sure.
Do you know what financial impact that will have to the township with all those changes you just listed?
I don't. There are a fair amount of unknowns.
Yeah, there are.
There are. We'll try and define those as we come across them. Our biggest component is the continuing education component. And how that gets delivered. And Springfield has kind of a unique schedule where they've got the next few years and the topics laid out. They assign it to one of their instructors and they develop all that content. It gets sent to the medical director 90 days ahead of time. He approves, makes changes, whatever, then it can be delivered for that month. We don't see much deviation in lack of our personnel getting hours because we already have a EMS1 Academy that's in place, which is an approved training structure. It's online. Some of the content is not necessarily driven with our protocols, but it's more of a broad content. And then we also had some dialogue about bringing in the outside instructors from Mercy or St. B's or Toledo or whoever it may be. We have the unique ability where we're already set up. Captain Bennett's done a great job with our online training product where, we can have the training occurring at 4s and all the stations can stay where they're at, do that component of the training. We can record it. So anybody that's on vacation, long-term leaves, they can come and pick that training up after the fact.
So you got a handle on it. You guys
I think we're sitting in a pretty good position. There are still a few unknowns that the biggest component is getting that position filled.
Okay.
So, and we'll get it done. It's just
I know you will.
Take a little bit of time.
Okay. Any other questions on that? I'll offer resolution 23-198 to accept the agreement regarding the provision of countywide advanced life support emergency medical services in Lucas County, Ohio.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
No.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Thanks, Chris. Paulie, get to the short strokes here, buddy. Now you're wearing jeans. Now you're retired.
We got a basketball game tonight.
All right. Oh, we got a big game. Akron. It's a big one. It's a big one. I hear you.
Okay, just the one resolution here, resolution number 24-036. It's to purchase 3 new police vehicles with the equipment already pre-installed in them that we've done in the past. And if you notice on here, it says 2025 for the year model. We have to put it in now because we were just already told when we called to inquire about it, and they said, if Ford's not making any 24, you won't get them until 25.
Nice.
So we're becoming, I hear the nightmares with the fire department, ordering 2 years in advance and all this. So we'll get it, it was budgeted for this year. We'll get it now, but we'll have to carry it over to next year before we can take delivery on the vehicles. So
That's it.
Any questions on Paulie's request? I'll offer resolution 24,036 to purchase police vehicles.
Second.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
All right.
Thanks, Paulie.
Thanks.
Hey, with that game being at 7, feel free to leave.
All right. Thanks.
Hi, good afternoon, trustees. There are two resolutions under the administrators category. The first is Resolution 2437 to authorize engagement with Spangler-Nathanson and James Silk as additional legal counsel to waive the second reading and to declare an emergency.
Any questions? I'll offer resolution 24037 to engage Spangler Nathanson legal counsel and to waive the second reading to declare emergency.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Second resolution is 2438, a resolution of intent to amend the joint economic development district with the city of Sylvania and to establish a public hearing. The authorization to engage attorney Don Sanderson to work on this has come in front of the trustees previously. This would amend the existing contract to add additional territory to the development district. The township did receive signed property owner petitions from Central Rock LLC. And if this were to ultimately be approved by the township and the city, this would place in the JED the parcel on which the Pet Supplies Plus, Five Below, and Aldi is being constructed. And it would also place the parcel upon which the former Denny's restaurant is located into the JED. This is the first resolution of intention, which indicates to the public that there would be an intention to amend the development district and the agreement. If it were to be approved, there would be a notice providing 30 days public notice of the hearing, which would be necessary to be held before approval of amended contracts. The split between additional revenues after the portion that would be retained through the economic development agreement and for the benefit of the district would be 75% for the township and 25% for the city, which is in accordance with the annexation agreement with the city. The current agreement with Oakleaf would remain at 50-50. And there are multiple documents which have been included for review by the trustees. If this ultimately were to be approved, the collections would begin in 2025. And we do have Mike Denman with Central Rock LLC here this afternoon as well. Appreciate his attending the meeting. Glad to answer any questions the trustees may have.
I have no questions. Anybody else?
I don't have it.
Mike, thanks for driving out here. I'll offer resolution 24038 to the intent to amend the joint economic development district with the city of Sylvania and to establish a public hearing.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Great, thank you.
No, Mike, you can go to the Toledo game. All right, Imran, fire away here, buddy. Fiscal.
They said it's for January, and really at this stage is we cannot reach any kind of conclusion that where it's going to go, because we have only received one advance, and until we receive the first settlement, which is in March, then it can tell us about the few trends that we are leading to.
Okay.
Resolution 24-032. This is for the OPWC school response training grant for the police department. They will be receiving that, and we'll have to establish some revenue next steps.
Any questions? I'll offer resolution 24032 to establish new revenue and expense account.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
24-033 pertains to the same OTO school response training grant. To get them started, the grant fund usually, 209 fund has to advance money it's our reimbursement kind of a process which we do for everything. So it's just the kind of continuity of that and how we get started.
Any questions? I'll offer 24033 advance of funds.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Go ahead, Imran.
Resolution 24-034, appropriation need to be increased. This first one is the same related to the OPWC grant because as 209 will be advancing the money to the grant fund, appropriation needs to be increased. A typical reimbursing procedure. The other one is for the legal counsel. Spend your minutes.
Questions? I'll offer resolution 24034, township appropriation from encumbered balance.
Second.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Resolution 24-035, payment of then and now purchase certificate. This is a very gray area in cybersecurity. You cannot tell me about what the budget is on. It's pertaining to that.
Questions? I'll offer resolution 24035, the above payment then and now certificates.
Second.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
And then there nobody signed in for any non-agenda items. Any open discussion or reports that need to be brought up?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Well, we're going to go into executive session here at 5:26. So we're going to be talking about personnel compensation and discipline. Oh, us three, Lulu. That's it, right? At 5:26. So
Second.
Okay. Mr. Mahoney?
yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
This conference will now be recorded.
We on, Sam?
We are.
All right. We are coming out of an executive session at 6:09 with no action being taken this evening.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn at 6:09.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Crazy.